Good morning. It looks like it's about 11 o'clock on Sunday morning here in Bali. And I am excited to be spending time with you today to talk about something that is very, very important for all of us, I believe. And it's a subject that's a bit difficult for me in many ways. I'm so excited to see a couple of people already on. We will wait a little bit of time for some more to jump on. Today, it's still the 6th, which is the Live Your Passion rallies in the U.S., and it's in the middle of the night, as always, or very, very early morning into Europe. And of course, everyone in Asia is recovering from the Live Your Passion rallies of yesterday. So at any rate, welcome all of you who are here. Thank you for being here. And of course, this will be posted and it will be put on YouTube on my website. So it will be available. Today, we're going to talk about creation, manifesting your dream. Now, I select the topic these days by what card I happen to select of the Rainbow Healing cards. And so I also just felt that I should also get one of the single glyphs. And I selected authenticity today. So we'll talk about why I may have chosen those two. But first, let's get started by getting grounded. If you have put with you some of your oils, that your special oils, I'm going to start with one that I normally do not begin with, and I may end with it. This is present time. And the reason that I selected present time is that I'm looking to manifest in the present and to create, beginning right this very moment. Einstein said, "Don't wait for a miracle. Your whole life is a miracle." That is powerful. So why not begin today? Every single moment is brand new. Every second, we have the opportunity to start all over again. Remember, the past is gone. The past brought us into this moment, and it's what we do in this moment that will determine what comes next. Would you agree? So I'm going to apply a few more oils just to get myself ready. So I'm going to apply Light Your Fire, because this is very important for us to get started. If we don't get started, nothing's going to happen. So lighting the fire, the passion, whatever it takes. And what does it take to manifest? Well, I sat there and I jotted down a few things because I was just kind of attempting to get my brain focused and wrapped around this subject. And I decided it requires commitment, action, perseverance, trust. And then these last two probably may be the most important of all: allowing the process and belief. Of course, Francis is never going to skip the belief part, because for me, I believe that that is really the key. So as we move on, I'm going to apply release, to release whatever it is that is holding me back. And so often we have a lot of things holding us back that we are not aware of. Would you agree? And now I'm going to apply the oils that anchor the glyphs of this creation, this manifesting hologram. And these are orange, lemon, and sacred sandalwood. Now, why would orange? Orange anchors that energy of the breath of life. It is the energy of fire, of action, getting moving. And again, there is absolutely no way that we're going to begin to manifest if we don't do something. Would you agree? We can sit around waiting. However, that's not what creation is all about. Creation requires action. Now, this is that energy of fire. What does fire do? Well, fire creates change. Fire can destroy. It can absolutely change totally whatever it is applied to. It can also transform and regenerate, rejuvenate. So whether it is your body, your physical body, that we're choosing to transform, to eliminate disease and illness and pain, whether we're choosing to rejuvenate, more energy to apply to whatever we're doing. It is important to have that breath of life. Nothing happens without that breath of life. Now, this was an uncomfortable energy for me for a long time. In fact, my body was cold all the time. I love living on the equator because I love heat. And now I know why, because it took living in a lot of heat with a lot of sun for me to truly begin to burn away those things that were holding me back and to actually to begin creating the dream. I didn't even know what my dream was. So that next oil that I'm going to apply, the lemon, is going to go on top of this release blend, because lemon anchors that energy of freedom, the energy of release, of letting go of what is no longer serving us. You know, we hold on to so many beliefs, so many fears. What are you afraid of? I had so many fears holding me back for so long that I would not allow the process, even when new things started, new opportunities were opening up. I would hold back to hold on to the way I had always done them in the past. That doesn't work if we are really manifesting, co-creating with the Creator, the Source, what we are here to do. We have to learn to let go of our fears, our beliefs, our attachments, and to allow that process, to trust the process to occur. Would you agree? And once we have gotten those two things in place, then the third part of the manifesting of the creation glyph is the leadership, the sacred sandalwood. And this is all about just allowing yourself to expand outward, being who you were created to be, utilizing your unique combination of gifts, of knowledge and abilities, and allowing that process to occur naturally. Now, allowing doesn't sound like it requires a lot of effort. However, most of us have been trained from the very beginning, or programmed, if you will, not to allow things, but to design them ourselves. Now, I may be going against what you have learned before, and you may not agree with me. I would not have agreed with me a number of years ago. However, in the past 15 years, as I have begun to allow more and more and to attempt to put myself in a box, so much more has occurred. So what are some of the things that happen? How do we sabotage ourselves? Well, sometimes we just are afraid of we have a fear of success as well as a fear of failure. Now, it seems logical to be afraid of failure. I thought that was my biggest thing for many, many years. I had to be the best. So I did whatever was necessary to be the best to accomplish the goal. However, I often would sabotage myself when I would get close to accomplishing the goal. Was this because I was more afraid of success than I was of failing? You may choose to ask yourself if that may have a bearing, have any power over you. And I'm not asking you to tell me. I'm just posing these questions. So, and I know that in my self-evaluation, this is part of my Gary series, my series dedicated to Gary Young. And this is all part of that grow, actively refining yourself. And this is a daily process. We're all continuously refining who we are, where we are going, and refining that process. As I said before this morning, allowing that process, trusting the guidance that we have, may be the most difficult thing of all. It's not what we are doing, but what we are allowing to happen. And it is scary to begin doing things in a different way when we have all our lives perhaps done things in one particular way. Am I making any sense at all? Let's see what some of the things this particular hologram will support. Eliminating that achieving success at the expense of others. Have you ever felt that, if I succeed, I am doing something, I'm stepping on someone else to get there? Well, if we're truly allowing that process of manifesting, co-creating with the Creator, then we are merely allowing who we are to develop and to expand outward. Now, it will also, these energies will also assist you in manifesting positive outcomes. How often have you, I know I did, have you thought, is what I'm choosing to do going to make things better? Or is it going to make things worse? Well, we're not in the position to really evaluate that whole picture. When we allow the process, trusting in our guidance directly from the source, that connection, and that is why I think I selected this card right at the last minute, this authenticity, because the authenticity is understanding who you are, taking off those masks that we put on for others, allowing yourself to see yourself as you truly are. Most of us have pretended or attempted to be like something that we really may not truly have been created to be. And we're pretty good, but it usually is more difficult than when we are truly connected with who we are. So I put on an extra dose of cedarwood today, and I'm going to put on some more, because this anchors that particular energy of authenticity, of understanding and identifying who you are. In fact, today I even brought our special sphere, amber sphere, which is the crystal that anchors this energy as well, to have that close to me, because I'm choosing today to truly pay attention to who I am at all times in this present moment. So another thing that this manifesting, this creation hologram can assist us in doing is overcoming chronic illness. If we're allowing that fire to truly change us, there is nothing that we can hold back. And the chronic illness and disease likely are not truly a part of why you're here. It's come about because of our attempting to do and be things that are not truly what we are. So as we become more and more accepting of who we are, then everything flows a whole lot more, and those aches and pains and illness and disease may just totally float out of your existence. Wouldn't that be exciting? Would you be willing to let go of your expectations in order to jump over to that side, to trust and to allow that guidance that you are continuously receiving from the source? Well, this brings me to that another thing, a point that I thought about, and that was the guilt. You know, the transforming that thought form of guilt, because I know I often have felt guilty when I began to start being who I was, changing. Change can be so totally frightening. So I would be guilty that I wasn't like this, that I didn't do it sooner, or guilty that I might be different from what everyone expected. Well, it's not about what others expect. It's truly about why we are here. And the only beings that truly understand why you are here is you and your Creator. So as we become more and more connected, listen, pay attention, and trust that guidance that you're receiving, whether it makes sense to others or not, is not the big deal thing. The big thing is whether it is you trusting your guidance and allowing your life to manifest the way you were created for it to do. So don't wait for a miracle. Remember, Einstein says your whole life is a miracle. There is no time like the present. In fact, the only time that we really have is the present. Listen to your inner guidance and follow your heart. What are you going to choose to do differently beginning today, and then build upon that, refining yourself actively every single day? I challenge you this week to get into action. Use your special oils. have an amazing week of transformation and fulfillment. And you may choose to add that element of belief at the end. So I'm going to give myself my belief shower, and I look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.